Alright mates, how's it going? In today's video, chapter 25 of Shadows Rising by Madeline Rue. I screwed up again a few chapters ago when I said Apari's injury happened many years ago, but whatevs, let's get. Meanwhile, in Dazara lore, Talanji was currently racing back to her chambers atop her Ravasor, Xena, and the beast was moving so quickly that it made speedy Gonxalas look like regular Gonxalas. Although night would soon move closer to dawn, Talanji still felt no closer to victory. In fact, she only felt closer to the opposite of that, death. And, based on the Lower of Grave's recent reveal, the Maw. Bwonsamdi had mentioned it cost him dearly to keep troll souls from the Maw, and it cost Talanji dearly just to walk now. Pain surged through her whole body, and if that wasn't bad enough, one of the surviving Rastari guards from the shrines had informed her of even more bad news. We saw a witch with the rebels. She was misshapen with injury and wore strange garb, but I've seen her face in the palace countless times before, my queen. It was Apari, I'm sure of it. Balls! Her old dear friend. And apparently she wasn't just among the Widow's Bite, she was leading them. Talanji arrived at her chambers and decreed to the guards that she was not to be disturbed. No visitors. She knew one visitor would arrive, but he probably wouldn't be entering via the door. But while she waited for Bwonsamdi to appear, every cell in her weary body was telling her to just lie down. So she climbed into bed. All she wanted to do was sleep, and forget the horrors that seemed to multiply by the hour. Apari, how could you? As girls, they'd been a couple of pests, causing trouble whenever and wherever they wanted. They played pranks in the gardens, splashed in the pools, stayed up late every night, didn't even get into trouble for it either, thanks to diplomatic immunity. As they grew older, Apari's loyalty never wavered. But the last time Talanji had seen her old friend was not a pleasant memory. It was the day her father died, at the hands of the Alliance. Gnomish siege weapons assaulted the Great Seal, and, as Talanji raced to aid her father, she came across Apari, pinned down by a fallen pillar. "Help me, Tali! I can't move!" In that moment, Talanji had had to weigh impossible scales. Her best friend, or her father. But as princess, her first duty was to her family, and their rule. "I'll send someone for you, Apari. Hold on." The rest of that particular memory was a muddled, distorted mess. Mainly because Talanji discovered her father's lifeless husk shortly after that exchange. Had she sent someone to help Apari? Or had she completely forgotten about it? I've failed so many. There's still time to protect me in your kingdom. Talanji lifted her head slowly to see Bwonsamdi, all but a ghost. His power was definitely fading. Fading in part because she'd rashly sent her troops to defend the shrines without a plan. Please, I feel so lost. Please let me see my father. He'd know what to do. Promised I'd protect you, but I can't do it alone. Summon his spirit, Bwonsamdi. He floated closer, with a grim frown etched across his face, and Talanji dreaded his refusal, so she picked herself up and shuffled over to the balcony. Where was Thrall? Perhaps word had reached him that his ambassador had nearly died at the shrine assault, and so he'd reconsidered his offer of support. And if that was so, then the Zandalari were truly lost. You need to find your own strength, your own way. It might sound strange coming from the Lower of Graves, but there's always hope, Your Majesty. Death brings life. The great wheel turns. All things that seem eternal end, and then rise to find new purpose. And my father... Shh! Shut your mouth. You're not listening, child. You're only hearing what you want to hear. There is a harmony to things. A way and a flow. Ancient ones, spirits, lower. In time even we must embrace the end. And without us, our followers find strength in other things. In themselves, or new beliefs. They grieve, they grow, and when the veil of dreaming lifts, the eternal and great beings climb on the wheel once more, and slowly, the wheel spins. What? I am weak but not gone. They will try and take the necropolis now, my place of power. Stop them there, and I will help you rebuild this land. Talanji looked across her lands, and saw them burning and struggling. She still kind of felt like she couldn't do this alone, but Bwonsamdi's words had helped to remind her that the ancient and powerful things of this world were eternal, and so was hope. I once left my home desperate to save this place. I risked my pride and my life, but I turned to the Horde and they answered my call. They did not let Zandalar stand alone. Tonight, the Horde ambassador did not let Zandalar stand alone. He nearly gave his life just to save our children. I have to risk my pride and my life once more. I have to believe the Horde will stand with us again, to fight this darkness. And we're leaving it there! So I wrote this script during the period of time where I had no internet, and I'm losing my bloody mind! I'll have internet by the time you're watching this, but right now, as I type these words, or say them out loud, I feel like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. As usual, link in the description if you're interested in buying this book. Also, there's links to my Discord server and my Patreon page too. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, all of that bollocks. And all that's left to say is, thanks for watching, and see ya!